Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Stylist Meets Vinyl. My name is Chris. Today's an exciting video because it is my top 20 best vinyl finds of 2022. I can't believe it's been almost a year since I started doing these videos. One of my very first videos that I ever did was my top 20 finds of 2021. I've had a great year of finding records, listening to records, and I've already done my top 20 value finds of 2022, so make sure you check that video out. Every record I show, I bought between 50 cents and $7. I did not pay more than $7 for any of those albums, and I ranked my top 20 finds from thrift stores and yard sales and stuff. So make sure you check that one out if you haven't seen it as well. This is my top 20 best finds of 2022. Let's get into it right now. Okay, number 20. We'll get to number 1 at the end. Number 20. Buddy Holly. This is the self-titled debut album of Buddy Holly. This is an original UK mono on the Coral label. My uncle gave this to me. He was born in Birmingham, England, and he loves Buddy Holly. And he told me that this is the first album that he ever purchased. And I think that's cool. You know, I'm not a huge Buddy Holly fan or anything like that, but I do love music history. And I just love the how old this album is and the history behind it. So it makes a list. Number 20. Okay, number 19. Jefferson Airplane, Surrealistic Pillow. This is a 1967 a Canadian pressing. I think this is a stereo pressing. This is on the RCA Victor label. Sorry, there's a lot of glare happening here. But yeah, this is a great psychedelic album from that kind of California psych scene. Somebody to Love, my personal favorite, White Rabbit, is on here, and lots of other good tunes as well. Number 19, Jefferson Airplane. Number 18, Big Wreck, But for the Sun. Big Wreck is a U.S. Canadian hard rock band. They formed in the late 90s. They released a couple of albums, then they broke up, and then in 2012 they reformed, and they've been releasing music ever since. This one is not my favorite album by them, but so this is from 2019. It's not my favorite by them, but it is tough to find any Big Wreck on vinyl. They've released barely any of their albums. I saw them live in April, and I was sure to pick this one up as well. So But for the Sun, Big Wreck. Number 18. Number 17. Arcade Fire, Suburbs. This is their album from 2011, I think. Do not quote me on that. I can't remember the exact year of this. But this is an excellent album by them. They won a Grammy for it. They won a Juno for it. It's great start to finish. I love the opening track, The Suburbs, and Sprawl 2 on here is amazing. So Arcade Fire, The Suburbs. Number 17. Number 16. Johnny Cash, Sings the Songs That Made Him Famous. This is a 1958 pressing. This is on the Sun label, and this is a US pressing from 1958. Sorry, there's so much glare happening. After Johnny Cash left the Sun label, he went to Columbia, and Sun cashed in on his fame, and they released this one. So I'm not sure if this is an original or if it's a reissue, but I got this at a yard sale for like $3.50. A pretty good find, I think. Again, same thing as the Buddy Holly. This one's just like historic, and I like that. Okay, that was 16, I think. I might lose track because I don't have any notes going on here, so forgive me if I do lose track. Number 15. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is 1967 Canadian pressing. This was gifted to me, as we call VCLT, Vinyl Community Love Train, from my friend Rob over at Northern Revolutions. It was a super generous offer from Rob. Unsolicited, he just messaged me and said, hey, I got an album for you, and he sent me this because he knew I didn't have an original of Sgt. Pepper's. So Rob, thank you so much for this. This one is number 16 or 15. 15. Number 14. Pink Floyd Animals, the 2018 remix. I know a lot of people had problems with this album. There were a lot of quality control issues with this one. I got a good batch. This one sounds amazing. I really love this album. I love what they've done with the tracks. The remix sounds great. This is a perfect copy. That's why it's on the list. Okay, so 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. This is number 13. The Band, The Last Waltz. This is a live triple album from the Canadian-American band, Canadian-American band, The Band. They used to back up Bob Dylan. They went off and did their own thing, and then when they were retiring, they put on a huge concert, and they had a bunch of people come and join them. Eric Clapton, Joni Mitchell, Neil Diamond, Neil Young, etc., etc. This one I found in a flea market, and it is in excellent condition. This was a really nice find. Next, ELO, Time. This is from 1981. This is a concept album. This album, there's nothing too special about this one. It's not that hard to find, but I do love ELO. I've been getting into them like over the last few years, and this is one of their really good ones. It is definitely a little bit of a different sound from them. This is a bit more electronic, a little more like 80s synth, less orchestra than what you might be used to from ELO, but this is a really nice album. So yeah, it makes the list. Okay, I really should have made notes of like what number we're going. I think this is 11. 11. Our Lady Peace, Navid. This is an album from, I think, 1991. Our Lady Peace they are a Canadian alt-rock band. This is their debut album. This is like they've turned a little bit pop now, a little bit more softer and pop, but this was a nice, like, gritty alt-rock, bordering on kind of grungy a little bit album from them, and this one's kind of from my childhood, so this is a really nice addition. Okay, we're in the top 10 now. Number 10, Jimi Hendrix, Band of Gypsys. This is from 1970, 71, I think. After he broke up with the Jimi Hendrix Experience, he released this. This is a live album with Buddy Miles and Billy Cox, I think, on bass. Really, really nice album to round out my Hendrix collection. I had all of his sort of like the albums that he released while he was alive, and I needed this one, so I was happy to find it. It's funny because I didn't see it for a really long time, and then now I'm seeing it everywhere, so I guess that kind of is what happens. But anyways, this is number 10. Band of Gypsys, Jimi Hendrix. Okay, number 9. Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. This is a reissue. It's not an original, but this is a double album from 1972. This is sort of like in the real sweet spot of the Rolling Stones. If you're a fan, you gotta have this one. And I did not have it, and I found it for a really nice price. It's super clean, and really happy to have this one. Tumblin' Dice. I love that song. So good. Okay. That was 10-9. This is number 8. Number 8. Pink Floyd, Division Bell. This is the 2016 reissue, remaster. This one's a little bit hard to find. That's why it's kind of up here on the list. I know it's not the... not everybody loves this album. I think this is a great album. Very underrated Pink Floyd album. This is from 1994. It would be their penultimate album. I also actually picked up their last album, Endless River, this year as well, but I didn't want to have too many Pink Floyd on this album, on this list, so Division Bell makes it. Number 8. Number 7. The White Stripes, Elephant. This is a 2022 remaster from from Third Man Records. This is straight from their plant in Detroit. This was a gift. I've had my eye on this album for quite a long time as well, and just never pulled the trigger on it. And my girlfriend was down in the States in Detroit. She picked it up right from the TMR pressing plant. So I was super happy to have this. It sounds great. Sounds really, really, really good. Okay. Number 6, Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll. This is from 1978, I believe. Ronnie James Dio here, Ritchie Blackmore here, and the rest of the Rainbow Gang. This is the third and last album that they would release with Ronnie James Dio. Rainbow would go on to do their own thing with different singers, and Dio would go on to join Black Sabbath. But this is an excellent album. I've also had my eye on it for a long time. This is on the Polydor Red label. This is a reissue, it's not an original, but I've had my eye on this for a long time. It sounds great, great condition, and a really, really great hard rock metal type album. Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll. That was number 6. Number 5. Okay, rounding out the top 5. This is, I guess, sort of a surprising addition to the top 5, but this is the Foo Fighters, Wasting Light. This is their album from 2011. Yeah, I kind of surprised myself by putting it this high, but you know what? Not only is this a great album, one of my favorites of theirs, but it sounds amazing. This is easily, out of all the albums I'm showing you, the best sounding album that I picked up this year. It was recorded at Dave Grohl's garage using all analog instruments, all analog like recording processes, and you can really hear it. This is like when you get into vinyl and you want to listen to music that sounds good, this is exactly what you're looking for. If you can find this album, buy it. You will not be disappointed. It sounds amazing. Okay, number 4. Led Zeppelin 3. This is a 1970 Canadian original pressing. Actually, it's on the turntable right now, or else I would show you the label. It is on the Red Atlantic label, which in Canada was discontinued right around 1970. It actually has 2 typos on the label. There's Bronnier has an extra Y, and then out on the tiles is spelt on the label out of the tiles, which I think is kind of funny. That's like something that you would hear at like the hardware store over the intercoms, like, we're out of the tiles, we're out of the tiles here, but no, out on the tiles. Anyways, it's kind of cool. It's got the working pinwheel. You can see everything moves, working pinwheel, which I am happy about. I've been looking for this album for quite a while. I've been looking for like a clean, original Canadian pressing with the red labels, and I finally found one. A really great addition. Led Zeppelin 3 is an amazing album. It's their most like softest acoustic album, and that's why I needed like a really clean copy of it. One of my favorite Zeppelin songs on here, Tangerine. Amazing. I love Jimmy Page's 12-string guitar on Tangerine, as well as Since I've Been Loving You. Oh, Since I've Been Loving You. So good. Okay, that was number 4. Top 3 here. Number 3. Big Star, number 1 record. This is from 1970, mid-70s. I wish I could remember. I didn't do my homework. This is a reissue. I just picked this up recently. This is a little bit hard to find, I think, in like good copies in the record store. And I've actually found this in a pawn shop. It is in great condition, and I didn't really know this album very well, and I'd only kind of heard about it, and I'd say it meets the hype. It is a really diverse, it's like power pop, and then there's some really nice sort of like acoustic-y, softer sort of ballads. Really nice pickup this year. Big Star, number 1 record. Number 3. Next, number 2 album. Back to Led Zeppelin. This is Houses of the Holy. This is a 1973 original Canadian pressing on the Atlantic. You'll see, I mentioned the Red Atlantic label after 1970. This is the label that they switched to, which they were also using in the States at the time. This album is like mint condition. This was a really nice find. I got it for a good price considering the condition, and this was like a sneaky good album for me too. I knew all of the songs on it, but something about just like sitting down, putting it on the turntable and listening to all of those songs in a row on wax, it just sounds great. It gave me a new appreciation for this album. Really good album. Houses of the Holy, Led Zeppelin. That's why it's number 2. And the number 1 vinyl find that I found for 2022 is Funkadelic Maggot Brain. This is not an original. I wish I was showing you an original. This is a reissue, but I got this from, I met somebody, like, I put an ad on Kijiji about records and somebody answered me. They were selling this. He told me he'd only listened to it once. It is like as mint as you can be. Like, I believe that it's only been played once. Sounds amazing, totally perfect. This is an amazing funk, psych, rock album. If you don't know it, keep your eye out for it. And I got a really great deal on this. And considering all of those things, that is why this is my number 1 vinyl find for 2022. So, I hope you guys liked my list. Let me know what you think about my finds on here. Are they worthy of the list? Do you like any of these albums? What do you think? Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for an amazing year in the YouTube vinyl community. If you like the video, give it a like, consider subscribing, and whatever you do, make sure you come right back here where Stylus meets vinyl. Thanks. See ya.